Well, Aquarius, it's that time again. Your Oracle Express, as I call it, the very brief forecast for September 2019. I'm Dadhichi from astrology.com.au. Welcome to those of you that are new, and take a look at this colourful combination of planets, much like my shirt, in the 8th house of your horoscope, which has to do with shared resources and the money that other people share with you. Also, the fact that they share their being with you. So that is why in astrology the 8th house is known as the house of sexual intimacy, deeper feelings and self-transformation, death and rebirth. So you'd have to say that and I'm going to animate this so we can see the movement of these planets, the powerful conjunction of all these planets really triggers a lot of these energies for the month of September. Now also, dealing with other people to help other people in a way does help you. And if you're married or in a business partnership, you may have to surrender some of your time this month to help that person, which in a roundabout way is going to help you in the long term. So intimacy, sexuality, these things come to the fore, but perhaps not in the way that you'd like, as shown by the combustion of these planets. When planets become proximate to the sun, it can be very detrimental to the affairs of those planets. What are the affairs of those planets? Mercury is the 8th house itself, intimacy. Mars has to do with your communication and also your profession. That's an important one, especially when we're talking about money. And Venus has to do with your long distance journeys, traveling. That's your best planet by far. And your domestic sphere. So a lot of areas are covered by the conjunction of the sun with these planets. Fortunately, they move away over the week or two after the 8th. You'll see that happening very quickly. On the 8th, the conjunction of the moon with Saturn in this lower key 12th house shows a lovely combination here. The trining of all of these planets means that you're able to use these energies in a constructive way. So even though I'm sending you a lot of what might appear to be negative messages, actually this is quite good. You're learning through this and you're able to break through. If you can't identify a problem, how on earth are you going to fix that problem? So identification, I think, is what I'm talking about here, which gives you a grand opportunity to resolve those problems and to move forward. That can happen, especially in the financial side of things, around the 13th and 14th here, when we see the full moon taking place here in the sign of Pisces, conjunct Neptune. That's a combination of the moon and Neptune here, shining a light on your finances and sending that light back to this 8th house. Notice also that at that time Mercury and Venus shift their positions out of this contentious 8th house area. You'll be pleased to note that around the 14th. Later the sun will do that as well. So there is a distinct movement of energy away from this deeper, complex 8th house, all trining this complex 12th house. And so I would say to you the second half of the month is going to be much more relieving for you. There's a little bit of a caveat on that. You've got the moon transiting through the 4th house of your horoscope in conjunction with rather erratic and high-strung Uranus. So a few little problems there on the 18th, 17th and 18th with mama, your mother, females in the family, and again maybe some financial matters that need to be addressed. This 9th house has to do with planning and communicating your desire for travel, journeys, and also higher education. Mercury is naturally the intellectual planet. So for some of you Aquarius, this will herald the beginning of a new phase of learning for you. And whatever it is that you're going to be doing, I think you're going to really enjoy it, because that's the influence of Venus here, ruling this 9th house. So I always say that whatever it is that you're learning or working at, if the quality of love and attachment to what you do is there, then the quality of the work is going to be much, much better. If the quality of the work is much, much better, your reputation is going to grow. Here we see the ingress of the sun into Libra. It's an important part of the year for all of us, But for you, again, that's happening in this ninth house. If you keep your eye here on the moon, swinging around here, back through that eighth house of intimacy, around the 27th and the 28th, there could be some disputes, some disagreements over the very thing we started the reading off with. That's the shared resources, intimacy, that type of thing. No necessity to argue, just be a little more contained, especially there around the 27th. You see it moves into that. Better to be away from the person you love than have a dispute. Then that moon moves out of there. You can see a complete shift from where it started at the beginning of the month in this house of intimacy to this house of learning, journeying, and higher communication. It is also a zone of spirituality, and it is a new moon just at the end of the month there on the 29th, and we finish up the month with that colourful shirt-like stellium, as we call it in astrology. There's my shirt in your ninth house, Aquarius. A new phase beginning for you educationally, spiritually, and even in terms of the way your partner may be communicating with you. Again, just reiterating the third house to the seventh is the communication of your partner. Hope that's helped. There's more at astrology.com.au if you want to join me there to find out what I have to say. Subscribe here, drop me a line. I love hearing from you, and I do try to answer everybody, as you can see. And most importantly, astrology is about your unique destiny. Find out what yours has to say by having a personal reading. That's really the beauty of astrology. Not just based upon the sun sign position, with millions of you being born under Aquarius, but the time and place of your birth is critical to determining what your unique destiny is all about. And I'd be more than happy to organise that with you. Please do so. Until next month, take care. Lovely having your company again. Bye-bye.